I am Florida Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins. I've heard it asked, why on earth is the Lieutenant Governor coming across the country to be here? What I want you to know, this isn't business as usual. This isn't politics as usual. I am not your run-of-the-mill Lieutenant Governor. In the words of what I will say some left-leaning Californians, I don't identify as a politician. I identify as a God-fearing, gun-loving, freedom-defending, one-legged, retired Green Beret. And I want to set the tone based on that. So we're here today, and I don't want to be here today. We're here today because of tragedy. 3 lives lost. 3 Floridians' lives ended early. Now, why did this happen? What was the causatory problem that brought us to this point? Well, we're here in California because when this tragic accident happened and 3 Floridian lives were lost, he fled back to California, where in 2018 he illegally crossed the border, came here, and ended up getting a commercial driver's license, a CDL. When he was pulled off the side of the road, he answered 3 out of 16 questions properly. Why was he driving in the first place? He didn't have basic English proficiency, he didn't know the road signs, and yet he is driving a giant vehicle across our state. And let's not overstate, we cannot say this enough. 3 lives ended early because of that, because of failed border policy.
Lieutenant Governor, why do you personally want to escort the suspect to Florida? There's law enforcement, that's their job. But why do you personally want to do that?
Well, I think I kind of answered that already in my statement. But you know what? Let me be succinct and restate that. This isn't business as usual. This is about leadership. You have failed policies that got us here. Gavin Newsom, the state of California, has failed to take illegal immigration seriously. In Florida, we take it serious. We care about our citizens' lives. And I'm tired of other governors, of other people failing to step up and take accountability and take illegal immigration seriously. We're here today to make sure that this guy goes back to Florida, faces justice, and those 3 innocent lives lost get the justice they deserve. 3 lives lost because of Gavin Newsom, because of California's failed policies. We're done with that shit.
Views, conversations, and opinions expressed on this channel could be subjective or objective and are also for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. Here on The Mix, we encourage and implore you to conduct your own research.
Hey everyone, welcome to The Mix. Like this video, share this video. As you can see, what this video is going to be about, yes, a follow-up. You've seen that clip in the beginning. The Lieutenant Florida Governor is not playing with y'all. It's not playing with the people, and I do not blame him. I was reading something not too long ago, or listening to something. This is trickling over into other states, regardless if you're a blue state, red state, purple state, orange state, whatever, regardless of what political aisle you are on. This is bleeding over into other states, because if someone has illegally obtained their driver's license, whether you are a citizen or a non-citizen, and they are on the road and something like this happens, it's a tragedy. And it's not going to matter to you until it hits your doorstep. So before I continue with my commentary, reaction, opinion, like this video, share this video, sub up. It's free to do that. If you're interested in donating, smash that Cash App, Zelle, or PayPal. It is in the description section of this post. It's Friday, y'all. Just got paid. Hey, no, I ain't get paid, but okay. So also, to members only, join members only is out there, and cash prize giveaway scheduled for sometime next month. Actually, the end of next month in September. So, okay, as you can see, the Lieutenant Governor of Florida is going to personally, well, actually, he has personally escorted the migrant truck driver back to Florida. Yes, extradited back to Florida. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the rest of the clip. But people, you guys, let me just say this really quick. Like I was saying, people won't take this serious until it's at your doorsteps. Quick story time. Okay. See, I know someone personally who was walking home from work last year, and it is believed, or this person haven't confirmed, and I personally know them, it is believed that the person that hit them, yes, this person I personally know was walking home from work and was hit by an alleged illegal immigrant. So this person I personally know has been going back and forth to court, etc., trying to seek justice, wants to sue the person. English. He was in court and doesn't speak English. And I say this respectfully. The person I personally know, like, he might not be truly legal, or he might have gotten his driver's license under the guise of, you know, how things has been going on in a lot of Democrat states. And the person I personally know was in the hospital for almost 1 month off and on. Oh my gosh. So But yeah, so at any rate, the person I personally know has been having a difficult time getting or obtaining information on this person's status, if he was legal or illegal, etc., etc. But the kicker is, dude only got probation. Yes, probation. And he did get a charge, probation, but it was some type of bodily charge on the driving record now. But probation, no, it was mayhem in the courtroom. So basically he settled, he copped a plea deal. So paying a fine, I think 1 year probation. And the person I personally know still today has medical issues because of what took place last year, simply walking home. And it's to my understanding, I don't know, because like I said, it seemed like they really protecting this guy, and I say that respectfully, but someone's walking home, living their everyday life. Oh, okay, let's go ahead and walk home from work, and you get ran over. Y'all should see the video. It's because of the stores in the area. They had video footage and everything up in the air. It was just horrific. So it just seems like I was saying, this person is getting protected, and to me that was a slap on the wrist. It was. The person I personally know been trying to figure out who else could be sued, or what direction they could take. So like I said before, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. You're not going to understand this because the Florida situation, this immigrant truck driver who made that illegal U-turn in Florida, got his license in CDL, in I think Washington State and in California. Until it happens to you, some of y'all, I ain't gonna say all of y'all, it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter until it happens to you. And this is just sad. He should not have been driving, period. Let's just keep it real. So, but yeah, that's my little story time. And one day I might have her on to really share the story. She's going through a lot of PTSD from all of this, and she's saying that it's unfair, and I agree, but they're not advocating for you, mama. They're not advocating. Let's just keep it real. And I say this respectfully. Let's just keep it real, y'all. And this is not to be disrespectful or anything like that, but there are rules in place for everyone, whether you're a citizen or a non-citizen. There are rules in place for everyone. And if you are a non-citizen from a legal status perspective, there are extra rules, to my understanding, in place. So but yeah, at any rate, let me go ahead and share with you guys the perp walk. Yes, the perp walk has happened. Lieutenant Governor stood on business. And here you go. And I'll come back with my final thoughts, reaction, and opinion. Drop some comments in the chat. Thank you guys for getting your thoughts, reactions in the last video I did, especially the truck drivers, educating us on this matter, because again, like I said in the last video, and I called on my truck drivers, thank y'all for chiming in. What is this? Why is this happening? What is the process? What is the process when a person, I guess, get their regular license, and if you are not a legal citizen, how does all that work? And you guys chimed in very well, so I thank you all for your feedback and your engagement in the chat on that last video. Shout out to all the truck drivers. Thank you for explaining and educating us on the matter, because I'm just how does all this work, regardless if you're legal, illegal? How does all this work with the CDL and taking the exams, and what exams you're supposed to pass, etc., especially if you are not an official citizen of the United States. So thank you guys for your feedback and educating us here on The Mix. But here's the video, and then I'll come back with my final thoughts, reaction, and opinion. Here you go.
And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. Like I said before the break, have to get to Florida right now. A story I think a lot of you are following here. So take a look at this. Jay Collins, he's the new lieutenant governor there in Florida, saying, "Today I personally escorted the thug who took the lives of 3 Floridians. Harjinder Singh should never have been in this country, and he never should have been granted a CDL by California. Governor Gavin Newsom's reckless policies put communities at risk, and Florida won't stand for it." So I know a lot of you are following this. We do have, take a look at this, the perp walk off the private plane there on the tarmac in Florida. Take a look at this. This was moments ago. DHS saying on Monday of this week, a truck driver accused of making an illegal U-turn that killed 3 people in Florida was in the country illegally. You see him there, Harjinder Singh. He made the illegal turn last Tuesday from northbound lanes of Florida's Turnpike, about 50 miles north of West Palm Beach. That's according to the Florida Highway Patrol. A minivan was unable to avoid the truck's trailer, which was blocking the northbound lanes. 2 passengers in the minivan died at the scene, and the driver died at a hospital. Singh and a passenger in his truck were not injured. Now, much of his immigration history was not immediately clear Monday, including his country of citizenship and whether and when he obtained legal status. Florida authorities said he entered the U.S. illegally from Mexico in 2018. He's a native of India. DHS said Monday, though, he was in the country illegally. So Collins, the Florida lieutenant governor, did not elaborate on why Singh was able to fly to California after the August 12th crash on Florida's Turnpike. The U.S. Marshals arrested him Saturday, last weekend, in Stockton, California. And that is why he has been extradited there to Florida. So
okay, you guys, so what are your thoughts? Drop some comments in the chat. Keep it respectful and peaceful in the chat. As always, what are your thoughts on the clips? Shout out to Fox News on that clip. And also, what are your thoughts on the story time, the person that I know personally who was hit by a alleged undocumented or migrant, illegal migrant. Not sure if the person's status, documented or undocumented, is of record. So, but what I do know is the video was alarming, you guys. It was horrific. I'm going to see if I can share it in the community section here on my channel. I'll go ahead and check with the person I personally know to see if it's okay to share that with you guys. It will be a trigger warning, but yeah, just thank God that person I know is alive. Prayers for ongoing continued recovery efforts from emotional, physical, also mental and spiritual, because this person is going through a lot, even financial, suffered financial losses behind this, and it still has medical challenges as well. So prayers up to the person I personally know. Also prayers up to the 3 people, oh my gosh, who passed away in Florida, and their prayers go out to their family as well. So I see you guys, as you saw in that clip, the lieutenant governor of Florida standing on business. Yes, standing on business, and rightfully so. Extradited the driver back to Florida from California. I'm kind of confused on how did that happen. I'm assuming that, and this is just assumption, that the truck driver was actually able to leave. Maybe they thought that he wouldn't leave the state, but it is to my understanding, it is alleged that he fled the state and went back to California, where he, according to reports, received his license from, where he lived, and I guess allegedly, and just a lot of different reports floating around out here on this particular topic. So I'm just hoping, you guys, that they do something, probably pause a lot of things that's going on. It seems like the whole system needs to be probably revamped. I'm not saying for people to, lose their jobs, because everyone needs a livelihood, obviously, but one accident, one fatality under a flawed system, in my opinion, is just one too many. I don't care, even if the person was a legal American citizen, this should not happen. So there needs to be some controls in place in the trucking industry, and also to the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, needs to be brought to the forefront as well. So those who are responsible for giving the green light on a lot of this needs to be brought to the forefront. And as stated, I don't care if it is, if the person is legal or not legal, which being illegal is even more of an issue in my opinion. But just having a valid license and being able to pass certain tests and exams to get to the next level, to get your CDL, that is warranted. That must happen, because all of us are at risk here on the roads. If somebody has a license to drive, a license to CDL to drive enormous trucks, and then get into an accident because they are not up to par with their education, or not up to par with their fluency, or just completely incompetent, that's a risk, a safety risk to everyone. So yeah, so hopefully there is a pause or something put in place to revamp the system, to make sure T's are crossed, I's are dotted. Also making sure these carriers, these trucking companies, that they be held accountable as well. The owners of these companies, that they, even like, say for instance, if I was an owner, you guys, ain't no way in the world I would be risking my license, my livelihood, to let somebody drive that clearly is maybe incompetent, clearly don't know the rules of the road, clearly there's a language barrier, clearly failed some exams. No, I'm not doing that. So one has to conduct their due diligence to make sure that their business is up to par with whomever they hire as well. So, but let me know your thoughts, you guys, down in the chat. Like this video, share this video. This is just a follow-up, just to let you all see. It looks like the lieutenant governor standing on business, and rightfully so. Dude is back in Florida to stand charges and eventually trial. So let me know your thoughts down in the chat. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.